Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Pedro Pascal, and you were recently in this building. You hosted SNL. I thought you were fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh, thank you.
There were a couple of things I want to ask you about. First of all, I was so tickled by this sketch where you woke up in a coma, from a coma. And you had a very distinct voice. And, you know, every now and then I reach out and I will say to, you know, a writer I know there, who came up with that? And I was told that you showed up with that voice, which it's very funny to me that you had cultivated that voice outside of sketch comedy. It seems a line. Was that your original voice for The Mandalorian? And they were like, no.
What are you talking about? It's perfect. This is the why. Yeah, I did. How dare they?
Wow.
Actually use your ideas.
Well, there's a really funny thing that happens where hosts show up and you'll say, like, do you have anything? Do you have any funny voices? Do you do any impressions? And, I mean, the greatest thing is when a host brings something like that
Right.
and it sparks something.
Right. Yeah, we would talk like that on the set of The Last of Us. It started with...
Which I guess you have to do to, like, deal with what you're processing on the lab.
Yeah, deal with somebody dying every episode in front of you.
Now I'm gonna watch The Last of Us with my wife, and at the end of every episode, I'm gonna be like, that was so sad.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Those mushrooms mean business.
No kidding. I can't believe it died.
It was like my favorite one.
Oh no, what's gonna happen now? I'm telling you, it was very contagious.
It's very contagious. I got a little taste of this. Is my breakfast club now that I have it.
It will not stop. It spread like a fungus amongst the set.
By the way, could you have like a mushroom pasta now after The Last of Us? Like, could you?
Yeah, I love mushrooms.
Okay, so
all
it
kinds.
hasn't put you all kinds.
Yeah.
Like the kind at restaurants and the kinds you have to like work a little harder to get.
Yeah, exactly. The kinds in restaurants, the kinds that used to come in like a little Ziploc bag in the 90s, and now the kinds that are in these like colorful chocolates.
Yeah, I will tell you this, I wouldn't want to have one of those kinds and then watch The Last of Us.
That I would not do.
Yeah.
That might put you off it for good, so don't do that.
Are you, I mean, obviously you knew you were making a special show. Are you surprised, taken aback by how, you know, this has become one of these event shows that people want to watch when it comes out so they can talk about it?
I knew the game was a really big deal. And I was really scared and just presumed that the adaptation wouldn't work, not because it's been tricky adapting video games into television shows or movies or anything like that, but because, I don't know, everybody loved it so much. When I saw all of the story illustrations for The Mandalorian, I was like, this is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
No worries. But I guess in this one, you have to see my face.
I know some people were.
And there's no
I like the idea that
What do you
your
have?
agent's like, he would love to wear a helmet in this.
It works. It works.
You know, obviously big fans of the video game, and I don't know. I feel like it's very well cast, where people
Dude, he's hot.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're both hot. I think you did a good job. All right. The show's great. And I'm going to circle back to one last thing on SNL, because I do really love when, especially when you can tell that, you can tell the cast likes the host, because the host is sort of with the cast at a moment where everybody sort of gets the giggles. And there was this sketch, Lisa from Temecula,
Yes.
where Ego was, she was having trouble cutting a steak and the whole table was shaking. And you guys seemed surprised by what was happening. Now, of course, I know, and I think everybody at this point knows, there was a dress rehearsal. Was it markedly different on air?
Yeah, it bombed during dress.
Okay.
There was a big bone in the middle of the steak that she couldn't saw through, for one, and they were just being a little tame about the table moving, and it really didn't work. And we said, oh no, please don't cut it. If you really, really shake the table and you give her a steak that she could saw through, which ended up in her lap, and the whole table, it just kind of started to happen. We felt the note suddenly occur, and we all fell apart. It was really, Bowen started it.
Yeah.
And everyone says, he never breaks.
You just threw him right under the bus, right?
Sorry, Bowen.
That's all right. I mean, I will say there was a real moment where it cut to the wide and Bowen seemed to have no idea it was in the wide, because he wasn't even trying not to laugh.
he tossed his fork and fully gave up.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, it was over. And when it was on me and I was braking, it was because I was like turning every now and then. Yeah, I'm throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, you never brake. And
Yeah,
so
well,
we were done for.
It was really fun to watch. It was a really special episode. And my goodness, it's so wonderful to have you back.
Oh,
It
it's
is
so
just
nice to
such a
see you
pleasure.
again.
Guys, how about that? Pedro Pascal. New episodes of The Last of Us air Sundays at 9 on HBO and HBO Max. Third season of The Mandalorian premieres on Disney Plus Wednesday, March 1st. We'll be right back with Tay Diggs.